Well, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see what I got here. So here it is, Wednesday night. You know what that means? It's time for Randy's Guitar Attic on Wednesday night. Yes, we are in here. Going to talk some guitars. We're going to talk a little bit of everything as we usually do. And so brought the Flying V out today, but we probably won't play it the whole time because it's not very comfortable. It's fine when I'm on stage, but sitting down is really not comfortable. Yeah. What's happening? Good to see you guys again once again here on the channel. It is, like I said, it is Wednesday night, as we always do. And what do we have here? Holla. What's happening? So this past week or weekend, I actually, I had 3 gigs this past weekend, and I did one night we did out at the Hard Rock. Did one of those here in Daytona, or close to here. I'm not actually in Daytona, but close to here. Did that on Thursday night. Friday night was at Tavari's with Occasional Astronauts, and we had an interesting thing happen. I don't know if anybody else has had this happen to them where they played a gig. If you're a gigging musician, you understand this. We were on stage, and about halfway through the first set, actually before we even started, our drummer looked at us and said, "I'm dizzy. I'm not feeling so good." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll be all right though." Halfway through the set, I'm looking at him. He's like, he just looks like he's going to die. I mean, I was like, what the hell is going on here? A couple more songs went by, and he looks at us and goes, "No more." He's got a towel. He's drinking his water, and he's like holding it like this. And I'm like, oh, God, this is not good. And then he looks at us and goes, "I can't play anymore. I'm done. I can't play anymore." I'm like, what? I ain't talking about club. When you talk about club. God, I can't play this thing. So yeah, he looks at us and says, "I can't play no more." So we're like, oh crap, we've only played one set. We have 2 more to go because we do 1-hour sets. And he says, I'm done. So now we're just like, bass player who runs the band says, "I'm going to give the club an option whether that they can either let us go and we won't charge them for the first set, or we'll try to call and get somebody to come fill in." So we're making calls, trying to call anybody we knew that possibly might have been off on that Friday night. Everybody's, I'm booked. It's like, oh, no, now what are we going to do? Well, there's a guy in the audience, and the club owner goes, "Hey, ask Billy. Billy's off. He plays in a band around here. Ask Billy." So we asked Billy. Billy's partying. Billy's having his night off. He plays in another band. I don't remember what they were called, but he says, "I don't know. Let me see your song list." Looks the song list and looks and says, "Yeah, I can play all those." "You can play all of them?" "Yeah. If I don't know them, I can fix through them." "Great. Billy, come on up. Let's play." Billy gets up there, checks our drummers out, and he goes, his drum set, he goes, well, he's only got a snare and a floor tom and a couple of cymbals and a hi-hat. Usually I have a couple of toms. This is going to be kind of weird. He gets up there and first song, we start playing. Let me see. I can't. I'm not gonna play this guitar along. Playing this song, and he right to it. No big deal. He's got it. It's like, wow, that was great. This guy knew the songs right off the bat. And he pretty much through the whole night. I mean, we actually were playing stuff that we normally would not play because our drummer kind of, I don't really know this song, and I don't really want to play it unless I know it. Not like me or the other guys. We'll play whatever, even if we don't know it, we'll play it. But he did not want to play. Our drummer really kind of likes to know this stuff. And this guy, no big deal. Just tell me the beat, I'll play it. We just kind of went through stuff. It was kind of funny. And this guy came to our rescue through the night. It was pretty interesting to have something like that happen. And that's the way it worked for this week on Friday night. Saturday night, played with a whole nother band out at the Margaritaville in Kissimmee. Now, the one that sucked bad was me. I didn't suck, but there were some songs it could have been better. I didn't have a lot of time to rehearse because I was playing all these other gigs, and it does happen. Drummers, yes. But But yeah, it was all right. It wasn't bad. So I can't, nobody complained. So it was fun. And then on Sunday, what did we do? We went and saw a concert. I'm trying to figure this guitar out. What is it? Volume. This must be the front pickup. No. What the hell is this do? No wonder I can't figure this guitar out on stage. Okay, see you later, Fu Man. Fu Man Po. Oh man. But yeah, so Sunday night, what did I do? If you haven't seen the new video that we just uploaded this afternoon, it is a concert we went to. We went and saw Lit and Fuel at SeaWorld. SeaWorld is a good deal. Tell you what, man, you get that SeaWorld pass, you can go see all these concerts. They always have good concerts. I mean, I've already saw ZZ Top earlier this year. Dokken played out there. Just a bunch of bands that played out there. I haven't, but so we went and saw Lit and Fuel play. Really cool little place to see a concert, and they were really, really good. I mean, Fuel, if you've never seen Fuel play, they're a great band. I mean, they really are. They're really good at interaction with the crowd, good interaction, between themselves on stage. You can just tell they're having a good time. And that's one of the things I always tell people: if you're on stage, try to be having a good time, because that rubs off on the crowd that are watching you. If you're not having a good time, they'll feel that, and they will react negatively. Like check, please. Give me my last beer. I'm done. And they'll leave. So you try to make sure you're having a good time on stage. And that's what these guys were doing. They had a great time on stage. They're, like I said, very, very interactive with the crowd. What we got here? Stefan, here. That Fu Manpo head guy, he had to go do drugs. Good. Just checking in. I'm going to crash. All right, man. You do that. Feel better. So anyways, so that concert was really good. But I will tell you this. If I was a band having to follow Fuel, unless I was really, really, really good and really full, I would not want to be following those guys. They're just a really tight unit. And what I've talked about this quite a bit on my channel and stuff about the use of guitar amps. No guitar amps. Nobody had amps. They had in-ears, and I'm pretty sure I saw a quad Cortex on one of them. The other one, I'm not sure what the other unit was, but they did have two on the floor units. Probably both were quads, but I'm not positive. The other one, the sound guy kind of picked it up and took it off. I can only see it kind of at an angle. It might have been the FM3 fractal, but I'm not positive. But either way, the sound was freaking great. They sounded really, really good. And like I said, if you get a chance to see those guys, see them. Lit, good band, really good band as well. What we got here? Hey, Randy and crew, what's happening? What is it? Mblinko band? What? I don't know how to spell that. El Balenco, and not sure how to pronounce it, but anyways, good to have you on here, man. Really, really nice for you to be here. Everybody, hey, if you are you new to the channel, please do hit the like and subscribe button and become part of the channel as we do this live feed. I know it's funny. I can't. I used to be the track announcer at a racetrack, and I used to have this terrible problem with drivers coming up to me and going, it's Schaefer, not Schieffer. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, just stupid me. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna put this flying V down. What do you think? Does this guitar sound good? Doesn't stay in tune. That's the only problem. I don't use this guitar. It won't stay in tune. It's like slang word for Puerto Rico, like a gadget. Okay. Hash clowns, start your engines. Yeah. So the guitar is, it's this is an ESP guitar. It's an ESP Flying V is basically what it is. So I'm going to switch out guitars here, guys. So bear with me. I'm going to go grab something else. I don't even know what this guitar is actually tuned to. This will be fun. If I can find the chord. Did I drop it? I am going to Puerto Rico, by the way, but it's a little ways off, about 200 days off. I'm going to head to Puerto Rico once again. I like Puerto Rico, by the way. Oh, yeah, this is actually an E. you what, I don't know if you noticed it, but this guitar sounds so much better than that guitar. So, but yeah, anyways, so one of the things I was going to talk about tonight, besides the whole fiasco, the whole guitar, the drummer passing out basically on the stage of the night, you should major gigs for a rock band. I could, I guess. Yeah, it's just a beautiful guitar. This guitar. Whew. I've had this guitar forever. This actually was my first Paul Reed Smith I bought back in 1989. I pretty much maxed my whole credit card out just for this guitar. It's a funny story. I was playing a gig and I had an Ibanez RG 550. If you're familiar with those, I had that and I was pulling the tremolo up like this. I used to do this trick where I'd take the guitar and go like this, and I'm pulling the tremolo up out the guitar. Because if you don't know about the Ibanez RG 550s, back they used to be made out of basswood. Basswood is very, very light, very thin. It's not very strong. So out came the tremolo, and I'm holding the tremolo like this, going with the strings, and the guitar went boom against my body. And I had a little wood, all that good stuff. So the next day, I drove about an hour and 15 minutes away from where I was at, and went into the store. I was actually going to buy an ESP George Lynch. That's what I had figured. I'll just go buy one of those. I really wanted one of those. I go in the shop and I see the Lynches. I play them, and they're great guitar, baseball back necks. Guitar super heavy. Didn't enjoy that at all. And there were 5 of these things sitting on the wall. And I tried every one of them. And it came down to 2 guitars, this one and a blue one. And I just couldn't make up my mind which one I wanted. And there was a little girl walking by, and I said, "Hey, I need your help." She goes, "What do you need?" I said, "Which one of these 2 guitars do you like better?" "I like the red one." Sold. So a girl influenced my opinion. And needless to say, here I am many, many years later with this guitar. And it's my favorite guitar. And one day, my ashes will be in the guitar case with it. I was good. I don't know about you guys, everything about this, but when you die and stuff, I talked about that in my video, one of my videos, about when you die. I don't know about you, but it's too expensive to be buried anymore. I don't know if it's just stupid. I mean, we had to bury my father-in-law, or tried to bury him a few years ago, and it's just insane. It just costs way too much money. So we, actually got a hold of the government, which the government, he was a vet. And if you're a vet out there, thank you for your service. We do appreciate it. He was buried in the Memorial Cemetery about an hour south of here. And they also let his wife be buried with him as well. So me, after that, I said, cremate me. When I die, cremate me, and then take my ashes and put them in this guitar case. Because before that, I was going to be married with this guitar. I was going to have it put in my coffin. Because my whole theory was, I'll get buried with my guitar, and somebody will try to dig me up and try to get the guitar, and I will haunt them for the rest of life. But no. Anyways. But what I was going to talk about tonight was kind of something a little different. I've noticed something in the shop that I have never noticed before. I am seeing more and more just haunt to the beat. Yes, I can do that too. I've noticed more and more people come in that want to play electric guitar with no pick. Yeah, no pick. So I'm just kind of shocked at that. But now I'm starting to realize that there are some really great players that don't play with a pick. One is Jared Nichols. If you haven't heard the guy, great player, very good. I just got off a Virgin Cruise a few months ago, and there was a guy by the name of Matthew Lennox. He's another guy from England, by the way. He's over there. Great player, really, really good player. No pick, and he was like doing stuff. It's like a lot of this, like kind of doing. If I was dropping D2, it'd be easy. So anyway, thank you for the clap there, 2016. But yeah, so I'm seeing this. It's really like crazy to me that so many people are coming in and they're not asking for the pick. They don't want to pick. They're just like. Like, wow, that's pretty. Actually, wave. Oh, I'm waving too. That's my wave. So, yeah, it's like, wow, that's amazing to me. These people are no longer requiring a pick anymore. And I mean, what do you guys? I mean, you guys out there? I mean, play with a pick or no pick? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big Joe Bonamassa fan, but I believe he plays a lot of time without a pick as well. Enjoyed your video about the items guitar players don't need. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, we talk about that. I mean, it's funny, talk about stuff people don't need anymore. One guy actually said, my hair. No, I don't need my hair anymore if I didn't want it, but I like my hair. And my wife won't let me cut it either. Do not pick when I use my brass pick. Mark Knopfler. Yeah, Mark Knopfler is another guy that uses no pick. Great player. So how do you like that brass pick? I mean, I've never tried to use a brass pick. I've got a Johnny Highland coin pick that a friend of mine gave me, and it kind of scares me. I'm a bassist, so no pick for me. Very good. When I play guitar, pick all the way. Playing bass, I can always tell a real bass player. When I go see a band and I see a guy playing bass like this, just like sitting, I'm like, that's a bass player. When I go see a bass player, now Ricky, if Ricky's out there, my bass player, when I go and I see a bass player go with a pick, I know that guy started out on guitar. Rick did. My bass player did. I like them, add a little bright to the attacks. Started using them a long time ago with a pick made from a cymbal. Really? Awesome. Huh. Never thought of that. Made from a cymbal. Something to think about. I guess when I get some cymbals in, and melt them down and make them into picks. Good. It's a good idea, I guess. somebody. So, but yeah, so the guitar pick thing is just it's just kind of amazing to me that it used to be there were just a handful of people that actually did not use picks, but now it's a lot of people. It's just kind of seeing more of a growing trend. I don't like not using a pick for one reason is actually my fingernails. I notice when I do play without a pick, there are certain songs that I will put the pick away for parts of songs. Hybrid. There's a hybrid picking as well, using your pick and your fingers as well. But I will sometimes I'll put the pick, totally in my mouth or just kind of tuck it away, and I'll, kind of do something like that. And but I've also yeah, that's right. Albert King was another one. No pick. I don't think all the time. I think Albert did kind of use a pick sometimes, but a lot of the old blues players did not use a pick. A lot of the old guys, and I think most of the time it is more of a blues thing. Guys don't use a pick, but I'm seeing rock players do it, and that's what like Jared Nichols. He's another one of those guys who claims to be a blues player, but he ain't no blues player. He's a rock player. And if he hears this and he wants to come challenge me to a match, I got a guy. Because that big old son of a gun, yeah, he'd kill me. He would kill me, but my buddy Dale, I'll bring him. I'll bring the demon with me. Dale, I need you to help me out, buddy. Hey, Eric, how are you? So, anyways, the pick thing is interesting to me. The people are just kind of throwing picks away and just using their fingers, but I can't do it. Like I said, my fingernails. What happens with me, and this week I don't have it. I kind of already filed them down, but I'll get where, like, if I'm doing doing tapping or something like that. Sometimes I'll take my fingernail, and I'm not gonna do it, but I'll take my fingernail and I'll pat really hard with just my fingernail, just doing it. And then I get this nice little indention in my fingernail. And then if it gets too deep, then I gotta wait till it grows out and becomes a problem. I know some guys actually use fake fingernails. And actually, Matthew Lennox, who I was talking about earlier, he actually uses he has fake fingernails on his. So, but if you ever, look at Matthew Lennox on Instagram. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but I know he is on Instagram. Watch some of his stuff. He's a very interesting player. He plays an acoustic, but he makes it dirty. He makes it in a rock thing. He's doing a rock thing on the acoustic for the most part. A lot of over the top finger exercises, as I'll call them. Finger acrobatics. As my guys in my band say, when I start doing some of this stuff, they go, "Oh, you're doing acrobatics tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing some acrobatics." So, but yeah. Anyways, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. I don't know about you guys, how you feel about that, the whole finger picking thing coming back, besides the classical guys or the blues guys, but the rock guys are doing it now too. Johnny B. Good is here. Yes. Players used to build up their fingernails with layers of super glue, then file the shape. I have never heard that. I've been playing forever, never have heard anybody use super glue for your fingernails. That's the first one. I can say I have used super glue many times to close cuts on my fingers. SRV really was super glue? Didn't know that. Didn't know that. I knew he played some with his fingers, but is that bluesy enough? What you rocking today? What am I rocking today? I like the attack of the pick over what you get with the fingers. I do too. I agree. What am I playing today? I am playing a 1989 Paul Reed Smith Custom 24. This actually is my baby. It's my baby. I don't ever take this one out anymore. And here's a funny thing. You'll see here I have a little black here on the bridge. This has got really, really rough. It just got super, super rough. And took some black tape and stuck it on there. I had to make sure. Now, if you decide to do something like this, like I did, just make sure that the tape is back far enough to where it does not deaden the string. So, yeah, I mean, if I take the pick and do it. Start your watch now. Let's see how long this will last. You definitely can't do that with your fingers. Now you can be doing a Billy Gibbons without the pick. And Billy does play sometimes without a pick. But thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, this is my baby, the PRS. Whew. So what's been going on in the world with everybody else? So I hope everybody's been having a good week. We have, what gauge strings do you have on that PRS? Okay, so this one has all my guitars. I string all my guitars with 9s. Everything is strung with 9s. The only guitars I string with 10s actually are my acoustic guitars. I'm a wimp, and this one's actually tuned to standard. When I play live, everything I use 9s, and I tune them to a half step lower, so we're all E flat. So, like I said, I'm a total wimp. Nice top. Shoot, just raining a lot here in South Texas. Yeah, we have got a lot of rain lately, but we actually kind of have a little problem out here in the Gulf, or out here, not the Gulf, but the Atlantic, called Erin right now, going up the coast. Luckily, she's staying off the coast of Florida, because that's a monster of a storm out there. We have 2 more tropical waves coming off of Africa right now, so we got to keep an eye on those. They say one of them was going to develop, but it's going to follow the path of Erin, and the other one, Not so sure about that one yet. So we'll find out. It's always fun. I don't know if you guys followed us. Any of you guys did follow us last year on the channel. We actually went through this whole thing with Hurricane Milton, I think it was. And you can watch it. Their videos are up on YouTube. You can watch our whole how we battened down the store, put the wood up, and what we do with the guitars. A lot of people always wonder, what do you do during a hurricane with guitars when you own a guitar shop? Well, you can watch that video. It's up on YouTube. I think there's 2 or 3 of them. I think it's just 2. One is before, and one is after when we take all this stuff out of the cases, put it back, we set the store back up, because I will say this, the last couple times I've had hurricanes come through here, I have not been as motivated to tear the place down and put everything away. In the early days, God, it was crazy. I would physically pull the whole entire store down. Everything would be put away in the cases. I had separate rooms that they would all go in. They were all tarped up, just in case the roof came off. I had things that would go across this stuff in case something fell on them. I mean, it was crazy. Do you save all the plywood and keep it? Do you find it? Yes, the string control. Do I feel like I have better string control with the 9s? Yes, I do. To me, I do. Plywood question: do I reuse the plywood? I have been using the same. The same. Here comes that slang out. I sound like I'm from Georgia. The same exact plywood I've been using for, God, 20 plus years. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It is warped. It has warped out. But it's kind of warped the same way. We have 2 sheets that go across, one down below and one up high, that cover this big window in front of the shop. And we put the one on the bottom up, and then I get the other one and we stick it on top of it. And it's jumbo thick wood. I mean, super thick. Nothing's going to go through that wood unless it's, something, a bullet or something like that. I mean, they do say sometimes you can get stuff like that in some hurricanes like that. So, but I hope I never find out. That's all I got to say. I mean, we've had some pretty good storms come through, but anyways. Anyways, all right. So, yeah, we talked about the whole fingers of playing and stuff. A couple things we'll talk about a little bit from this past video. I've had people, they said I should lose my hair, or things going that we don't need anymore, your hair. What we got here? Sean from Scarred Guitars comes to pick it up to make some guitar. No, no, I'm not getting rid of my wood. But no, Sean, I guess Sean could. But I got other guys, actually. I have other guys that come around. But Sean doesn't. I don't think Sean makes guitars. I know he works on them, but I don't think he actually makes anything. Most of his guitars, the Scarred guitars, are all made in Korea or China. He doesn't. I've had a couple, I've messed around with a couple of his guitars, and they were made overseas. He did not make them in house. I know he works on them and does real good work, but I don't think he's an actual full on from scratch guy. So, all right, I am a 440 person when playing bass and guitar. What advantage is there to tuning down a half or whole step? I know some bands did did like the grunge rock. Just curious. The ashtray thing, ashtray off. I had to tell this ashtray off. Tuning down. Okay, so I'll explain to you why the whole tuning thing started for most of us. Uh, a lot of guys, the singers, they can't sing those notes anymore. So this is just cover band stuff. There are, with the regular bands like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Hendrix, all those guys, the reason they tune down a half step down is because the guitar, it's bizarre. Once you tune that guitar down just a half step, a whole step, or mainly just a half step, it takes on a little bit different, darker characteristic. It becomes more of a heavier thing. It's the best way I can describe it. Is it just makes everything a little heavier, a little darker. The reason all the cover bands do mainly is because the singer cannot sing that one half step, or they can sing it, but they've got to sing 3 1-hour sets or 4 45s or 4 50s, whatever the band does. And a whole night of doing that, it just kind of wears on you. So let's tune a half step down. So that's why the half step thing. I prefer the half step thing down because I think it just sounds darker. Some, if you even the next. Yeah. I did not know that about Sean. I didn't know he built anything at all. Hey, how about some classic Rich riffs? Rich who? Classic rock licks. If thumps a little more when you I would say, yeah, it does make it them thump a little bit. Classic rock licks. All right. Hey, there's that finger thing. Drop D. Yeah. Well, I can. Here's one on drop D too. All right. That's one. The Grange is another one. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's see. Collective Soul is coming to St. Petersburg. If you haven't seen them, they're good. I've seen them a couple times. They're a really good band. Very good. Very, very good band. And they're really, really nice too. Really, at least the singer is very nice. I didn't meet the other guys, but I did meet him. So, anyways, what other classic rock licks to mess with you guys? I did the VIP package last time. I met them all. Cool. Were they all cool? Fuel and Lit was lit. Yes, it was very lit. one thing you guys, when you watch some of those videos, and I put up videos and I kind of put some of the pieces of the songs, but I don't really put the whole song. The reason we don't do that, and you'll see this with a lot of different YouTube personalities like myself, will put only parts of the songs up, because if we put the whole song up, YouTube will flag it and they will ask us to take it down, and they'll put a strike on our channel. So that's why we only put up certain little places. I try to put as much of guitar solos as I can, because the channel is, it's guitar. So I try to let you guys hear some of the stuff. I know if you did watch the video, excuse me, Lit actually did. I will tell you, actually both bands did covers. One of the coolest things that and I did play the very end of it on Fuel. They did a cover of Hotel California, and it was really heavy and really dark. Really cool version of the song. I actually showed it to my band guys. I said, "Hey guys, maybe we could do this," because it was different. And then Lit went on and they played "Let's Go," which I saw them do that last time. They did "Let's Go" by the Cars. Really good version. I like the way they do it. And then they did "American Girl" by Tom Petty. If I could personally tell them, I would say drop it. I don't think they did the song any justice. I don't think they did themselves any justice in themselves or the band song. What's your Hendrix riff?
Wow.
How's it? I don't even remember it. I cannot even remember any Hendrix. That's all I can remember. Simple Man solo Skinner. No. One of the Hocus Pocus. Oh God. I played that. Me and Gary Hoey played that at my shop one day. And I vowed after playing with Gary playing it, I'll never play a song ever again. and he asked for like Skinner. No. Unless you guys everybody wants to become a member of the channel, then I'll play it. But otherwise, I ain't doing it. Your shop is located next to A1 Affordable Cremation. Rock till you drop at the guitar attic, and then have A1 send you your eternal way. Yes, exactly. Hey, there are advantages of having a nose. I do play some Skinner. I do this one in the band. I do that one. I'll tell you a funny thing about when I do that. I hate that song so much, and I'm so sick of playing it. It's not that I hate the song. I just have played it for so long that I have now decided that I'm going to play the solo from Kid Rock. So I just copied the guitar solo for Kid Rock all summer long. So I do that guitar solo, and I do the outros and stuff, and the typical doing that. But then I do the actual solo. So Golden. Oh, how does that song go? don't, man, I haven't played that one since I was a kid. So, but that's it. I know it's in G. Something is it? No, it's an A. Man, it's been a long time since I played that. How about Robbie Krieger Band, Roadhouse Blues? Really? Okay, that's enough of that. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Thank you for agreeing with Johnny. No Skinner. Hell yeah. Yeah, the funny thing about, being a cover musician. Now, I did all riddles as well. I had years ago, I had a record out and all that stuff. You can check it out on YouTube and Spotify and all that stuff. But being a cover musician and being a sub for somebody, I did sub work for just 8 years. I still do sub work, but you learn a lot of stuff. And I always tell people, just learn stuff out of your wheelhouse if you can. Just try to learn a little bit of everything. Because most guys, it's funny. People come into the clubs or venues I play, and automatically the first thing they think I'm going to play is. That's what they think I'm going to do. They want me to go. I'm 18. God, oh boy, that's a good one. I played that song many times, but that's been many. That's God rest the soul of Jimmy Damien. I played with him and this guy, and he loved Alice Cooper. We did a lot of Alice Cooper. Listen. So there. I love Skinner as much as the next person, but yeah, I'm over Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama. Not terrible songs, but overplayed. I'm 58 and heard enough. I think I got it right. Because 18 runs an E. Yes, I think I got it right. It was an E. Yeah. Freebird. I'll talk about that funny thing. I had a guy, a friend of mine, actually the drummer in my Pit Road Pickers band that I played around NASCAR. We played a lot of the NASCAR tracks. And he recently lost his toe to diabetes. I'm riffing the hunt. Okay. Here it's a song that keeps playing and fade black. I hear, yeah, it's a song that keeps playing and that's fade to black. Okay. How do you remember all the songs? A Ballad of Curtis Lowe. Good Leonard Skinner song. I agree. It is a good song. But I was going to talk about Freebird. I actually play that in the Pit Road Pickers. And that is our last song we play for our show. And the reason we kind of do it is because I riff. I'll go out and I'll just do all the Skinner stuff, but I also add a lot of other stuff. And it gives me a thing. I go out in the audience, run around the audience, and do all this stuff, and have fun with everybody. And I hate playing the song as much as everybody else. I don't play it like the record. I don't do any of the slide parts because I suck at slide. So I play everything with fingers, and I use the bar, not quite that bad. But anyways, yeah, that's Give Me Back My Bullets, another good song. But yeah, I go out and I do the thing with that. But my singer, or not my singer, my drummer for the Pit Road Pickers actually came in today, and he was explaining to some guy in another bar or restaurant he was in last night, saying, "Have you ever seen him do that?" And the guy said, "No, I know Randy can play guitar." He goes, "You need to go watch him play that song." I've got this reputation in the NASCAR garages as they call me the best guitar player in the NASCAR garages. I'm the only guitar player in the NASCAR garages. Yay! I've always been partial to Simple Man. Well, that somebody asked about that, playing that, and I said if everybody wanted to become a member of the channel, I would play it, but I'm not playing it. I don't want to play it. But anyways, how do I remember all these songs? That's a great question. How do you remember all these songs? One of the things I will do is I'll chart them down, right? A lot of times I'll chart down. I'll take a little chart. Let me see if I got anything I can show you how to do my chart. Let's see. Yeah, I do have it. Here's some. Yeah. Because this was the list I had to do this past weekend. Oh, right, there's the other half. So all these songs I had to do. There are 61 songs I had to learn for that past weekend. And this is how I do. This is what I had on Ramble On. I had D, E minor, 11. Is it E minor 11th? G, A sus, solo 1 means I had to do my solo then. That was the first solo. I had to learn that. I don't chart that all out. I learn it. I do it. Then the chorus. The chorus is E, D, E, G slide A, G, D, and then solo 2, and then so on. And there's another part in there too as well. But that's kind of the way I write out my stuff, and that's just kind of I don't do it as it's just kind of a roadmap. I don't, a lot of times I won't put E minor or anything like that. I just kind of know that's E minor. I know that it's there, a major or minor, or even the 11. I know it's there. Do you remember directions to your favorite restaurant name? Yeah, I actually do remember all that stuff. Yeah, I depends on what I want to eat. The Holes for seafood, Texas Roadhouse for dinner, for steaks. That's all good with me. I'm good with that. If I want a hot dog, I'll go to Sternberger, which is a little joint at the road here for me. I like it. But yeah, so I can remember all that stuff. I'm pretty good memory. It's weird. The hardest thing, I will tell you this, I don't know if anybody else has this problem, is directions on getting to places. Even if you've gone there multiple times, if you've like an hour away and you go to somebody's house or to a bar, to a restaurant or a theme park or whatever, and you drive over there and you use your GPS. That's what we call it, GPS. Your GPS. So you take your GPS and you go over there, and it leads you there, and it leads you back home. It used to be, when I was on the road, we would drive to a place and say, all right, so we got past the trailer park, go past the trailer park, go down, then you'll see the car lot, and after the car lot, there should be a plaza where the nightclub is in that plaza. And that's how we found places. We looked for the trailer park, looked for the car lot, and then the plaza would be there. Now the GPS tells us exactly where we're going to go, and you follow the GPS, and you don't remember crap. So if you don't have the GPS, even if you've been to the place multiple times, you won't remember how to get back to that place because the GPS tells you how to get there every time. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. What's your opinion on musicians using music stands or tablets or a reference from while playing? I heard mixed opinions on it from okay to professionals. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a big fan of having the guys with the tablets. And everybody I know does it. I mean, I hate to say it, I would prefer you put the lyrics. Years ago, before tablets, we used to put our lyrics if we were like learning a song, because back when I was doing this on the road all the time, we were learning songs on the road, and you learned something during the day. All right, so you learn a song, and then you want to do it that night. Well, you don't remember all the words. The singer wouldn't remember all this stuff. All of us would pretty much remember our chords pretty much because we just played it, so we kind of remember. So we didn't have a problem. But the singer would always put his lyrics on the monitor. So it would be on the monitor. Nobody could see it but him and us. But the audience never saw it. But now you got everybody and their brother with a tablet sitting there. If you got a music stand, still, if somebody's using a music stand in this time, in this time we live, you're really old school. I hate music stands. I'd rather have a tablet than a music stand. But like our singer actually has a tablet on his music stand. But believe it or not, there's no words or anything. It has our mixer on it. So he's got the mixer and he's mixing the sound because he does the sound for our band. So his tablet is actually the mixer, and that's his thing. And I always tell him, I said, you need to move it somewhere else because everybody thinks you're reading the lyrics. And he's like, I know that. And he tells the audience, if you want to come up here and look, you can see it's a mixer. So what else we got up here? GPS leads you to the wrong destination. Yeah, where you get assaulted and carjacked. Yes, we know that. I remember one time it led me right to a dock in the middle of the ocean. You won't know any phone numbers anymore either. Exactly. Without that phone, no way. Don't do drugs during the show. Hey, I don't do drugs or drink. In fact, that's not a problem for me. For the ladies, do the carpets match the drapes? For the ladies, this side does. This side does not. I could get really graphic, but I'm not even going to get that far. So. Sobriety rules. Yes, absolutely. What we? Oh man, I'm over time. It's that time again. Yes. All right. So, guys, anyways, if you are on here tonight and you have never been on, and you like what you saw, we do this every, because they'll end up like Buck Cherry screaming. What you mean, like? Yeah, I played that one too. But yeah, if you are new to here, please hit the like and subscribe button and become part of the channel. And we do this every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And enjoy doing it. So thanks again. I do appreciate very much. Think about becoming a member so you get access to stuff before it even gets released. So anyways, all that good stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, remember, so long from the Sunshine State.